we look at some of those minute-long videos to try and get an idea of what, if any, maintenance is needed for the system, and this should enable them to bring the parts they would need to help save an additional trip. And finally, the system is Windows 10 compatible, which is great for moving forward as more and more instruments will be running on Windows 10. So moving now into the cellular applications, we'll start out with an ELIZA method. So I think most people are familiar with ELIZA. It's actually pretty ubiquitous. It is a fairly labor-intensive process, though, and shown on the lower left-hand side is just the workflow that we use for our proof of principle work. This was an IL-22 ELIZA kit that was just commercially available, and the steps include doing a serial dilution using the automation, then adding a diluent and the samples and standards to the plate, shaking it for 2 hours, doing 4 washes, adding a conjugate to the plate, and then shaking for another 2 hours, followed by additional washes, and then a 30-minute incubation with the substrate, adding a sound solution, and then reading the sources. So a fairly straightforward workflow, but again, one that is done manually can essentially take a good portion of the day and just requires quite a number of liquid transfers. Shown on the lower right-hand side is the deck of the i5. If you wanted to use fresh tips for each transfer, you can see very quickly how the deck builds up, and this is one of the advantages of the high-capacity deck, so that we're able to incorporate all this flatware during the workflow. Another one of the challenges for ELIZA is that it's frequently very highly variable in throughput. The same workflow could be used for just assaying 8 to 24 samples, or it could be a much higher throughput type of application where you're screening for IgG-producing clones, where it could be in the hundreds of thousands of samples. So we'll keep this in mind as we talk about more of the workflow. So for the proof of principle, we use the Biomac i5 Span 8 system, kind of shown to the right, and we were able to process a full plate in 6.5 hours. And obviously using the Span 8 system, this would be more of a low to medium throughput, probably 1 to 2 plates a day. Of that 6.5 hour workflow, 4.5 hours were just straight incubations. And obviously when we do ELIZA manually, typically this involves adding wash buffer and then inverting the plate over some waste and shaking it out and blotting it against the pad. This is not something that's very automation friendly. So to ensure that we removed all the liquids from the plate, we use our optimized pipetting technique to aspirate around the circumference of the well, sort of at the north, south, east, and west quadrants, and this ensures that we were able to remove all the liquid from the flat bottom wells. We were able to achieve excellent standard curves, as shown by the precision of our, the reproducibility of our trim skid values on our standard curve, shown on the lower left-hand side, where all the GVs of our replicates were under 5%. And we also had excellent linearity, as indicated by the R-squared value of 0.991 for our standard curve, indicating our automated serial dilution was highly effective. So this is a fairly straightforward application, but obviously if you want to do those types of higher throughput applications that I mentioned earlier, such as clone screening, there are a number of considerations when moving to that higher throughput. So first is that you likely need to move to a multi-channel system. The nice thing with having the selective tip feature is that even if you're only assaying 24 or 8 samples, this still can be done using a multi-channel head using the selective tip feature. Another consideration is deck space. As I showed before, this could require a lot of tips, a lot of buffers or reservoirs. That's for a single plate. So if you have additional plates, having the higher deck capacity of an i7 might be valuable. Or you might need to integrate some additional storage positions, and we have network heaters that will allow you to have lots of tips or plates available for higher throughput. Another consideration is dead volume. Obviously, if you're using a multi-channel reservoir, the dead volume for those are roughly 20 mils, which would obviously be more than you would have available for some of the reagents such as antibodies, but wash buffer, etc. might be very plentiful. And so you would need to consider the balance between speed and throughput versus just how much reagent you have available. And again, using the selective tip feature, you can go ahead and use that for the antibodies while using all 96 channels for the wash. And another consideration is scheduling. Obviously, if you're processing multiple plates and if you want to compare those results across the plates, you need to ensure you have consistent timing. This may not necessarily be so essential for a 2-hour incubation, but some of those substrate incubations at the end of the ELIZAs may call for only 5 to 10 minutes, possibly as low as 2 minutes, before you are required to add your stop solution. And for this, you obviously want to put some timing constraints in, and that's one of the nice features of our SANEX scheduling software shown on the lower right-hand corner, is that, again, you can allow the software to try and schedule the plates as efficiently as possible, but for some of those critical steps, you are able to put in constraints and ensure that each plate is treated consistently. So moving on now to flow cytometry sample prep. There are a number of challenges to consider when preparing samples for flow cytometry analysis. The first main consideration is that you require single cell suspensions, and if you're working with an adherent cell line, this requires a trypsinization step. Typically, cells may often cluster together during trypsinization, and this is when it's essential to have something like the multi-channel head, where you can do repeated pipetting up and down to ensure that those clumps are broken into the single cell suspensions that you require. Another consideration is sample throughput, and a lot of this will be determined by your flow cytometer. If your flow cytometer takes single tubes or a carousel tube, your throughput will likely be lower than if your cytometer can acquire samples using a plate-based format. However, we do have automated solutions for both of those types of workflows, and in fact, you may be able to process your samples in place and then do a final transfer to tubes if your cytometer requires it. Another consideration is that most of the workflows for flow cytometry, such as antibody staining workflows, require a centrifugation step to pellet the cells and allowing you to perform reagent exchanges, such as antibody washes, etc. Another consideration is that most of the reagents are fluorescent, and so that typically means they're light sensitive, so you need to consider how long you're able to leave your reagents on the deck of your instrument. And we'll talk about each of these requirements as we go forward. For our proof of principle experiment, we basically wanted to perform a drug discovery screen. And so for this, we use 3 inducers of apoptosis and screen 2 different cancer cell lines to look at their effectiveness both using dilution curves, so looking at different concentrations of the drugs, and also looking at their effects over multiple time points. We use 1 adherent and 1 suspension cell line. The HCG116 colon carcinoma cells were adherent, and the Jurkat leukemia cell line was our suspension example. As I mentioned before, the HCG116 cells required that repeated pipetting using a multi-channel head during the trypsinization step to ensure we had single cells. We then stained the cells with markers for apoptosis using a fluorescent caspase 3,7 substrate. And we also added a DRAC7 cell impermeable nuclear dye as an indicator of cell death, looking at for compromised cell membranes. We then acquired our data using the Cytoflex flow cytometer, and the system we used can acquire 15 parameters and 10 colors, although there are now even better versions of this, I think that go up to 20 or so colors. And the nice thing about the Cytoflex is that it can accommodate either tubes or plates, and obviously we went with the plates loader for our work today. We then did the analysis using our BlueSG software. We'll now show a brief video that will illustrate some of the early portion of the workflow where we focus on the treatment of the cells. This video will demonstrate our automated flow cytometry workflow, specifically the initial compound solution and treatment of our cell culture plate. Shown here is a STAN-H system that loaded 7 tips is transferring our drug diluent into a plate that currently has the highest concentration of our compounds in the top row. For this demonstration, we are testing 3 compounds, and so we will have a final dose response curve of 24 wells each with 8 dilutions of 3 compounds. Following this transfer, one of the new features of the I-Series is having a universal tip type. These tips can then be shared between both the STAN-H pod and the multi-channel pod, which is very beneficial when only using partial tip boxes. Shown next is the selective tip feature of the multi-channel head, enabling us to load just 3 tips, which will then be used to a row-wise dilution in a 1-to-1 fashion of our 3 compounds. Once the serial dilution is complete, as mentioned, we will have 24 total wells, 8 different concentrations of 3 compounds. We then load 24 tips using the selective tip feature on the multi-channel head, and these compounds will then be stamped into the cell plate shown in the position behind it. By doing this repeated stamping, not only are we able to do dose response curves, we're also able to establish a time course of treatment by just processing partial plates. So now we'll look at some of the data. Again, this was the HCT116 cells. So following the treatment of the cells, we then automated the trinitization using the same 24 tips in a selective tip fashion, and then added our staining reagents and did our analysis. So looking here, we're looking at a single time point at 48 hours after treatment. And shown on the x-axis is our caspase 3,7 staining, and on the y-axis is our DRAC7 staining. And we basically picked just 3 out of our 8 treatments, sort of representing a high, medium, and low concentration of our compounds. In this particular case, we're looking at 5-fluoroaerosol treatment. And what you can see is as you decline from the highest concentration to the lowest concentration, the number of cells found at the dead and apoptotic gates decrease, indicating our serial dilution was effective. And in fact, we can actually plot some nice dose response curves with all of the data that we achieved. And what you can see is that looking at this HCT116 cell line at 48 hours, you see that fluorosporine and camptothecin were far more effective at killing these cells than 5-fluoroaerosol. Looking at the IC50 concentrations of 63 nanomolar, 317 nanomolar, roughly 1,000-fold more effective than 368 micromolar requires to get 50% cell death in this HCT116 cell line. So we got a nice illustration of a dose response, but we also wanted to look at different time courses. And shown here is our Chertan cell line, again, the suspension cell line, so no trinitization required. We simply added our reagents and did our analysis. And this was looking at a single concentration of camptothecin treatment at 78 nanomolar. And what you can see is over time, the untreated cells shown in the viable gate in the lower left quadrant
レジュミルに発売されたまさにJR 新型以降のですね、第3弾で発売された一番新しく出たやつですね。私がただいま大事を開発になっております。JR 有識者制定点の使いプランニング、お見積もり無料。詳しくは売り場係員までお気軽にお尋ねください。
ありますね。それ2個欲しいです。
これね。
はい。あ、はいはい、そうです。2個ね。2個しか買えないです。